you, I will be recording this conversation. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool. So the reason for this conversation, I would like to understand what happened to you, so that your message gets delivered together with your review, and we will publicize it on our Facebook and Twitter page. Hopefully, the more people know about your issue, you will get help that you need.
Okay.
That understandable? So, in your own words, can you tell me what happened?
Sure, and it's not just one time. This is just the last time. This is what caused me to post the most recent post on pissed customer. So I'm HIV positive, and so my meds are very important to me. They're life and death. I have to have them. I know they're expensive. United Healthcare knows they're expensive, and they knew that I was positive when they bid on our account where I work. So this is no secret to them that I have to get these expensive meds. So on Monday, March 20th, I went to the doctor, my doctor, that I have been going to for years, and he gave me a new prescription that one pill would replace 3 of the current pills I'm taking. It's a little bit less expensive. It's much less harmful on my system, on my liver and kidneys. It's just easier to take. So I turned it into United Healthcare. That was on the Monday, March 20th. And on Tuesday, I looked online and it said on hold, that this order was on hold. They had received it, was on hold. Then about that time, I got an email from them, and the email said that they needed more information from my doctor, and they gave me an order number and a phone number. So I called the phone number and I said, all right, so here's the order number. What do you need? They look it up. They said, we need some blood tests from your doctor. I said, fine. So I called the doctor back and he said, yeah, I got the same message. They do this all the time to me. I'll call the order in, go down and take the meds or the lab test as soon as you can. So I went down and they drew the blood, no problem. And so I waited a few days. I personally got the results from the lab on Monday, March 27th. So this is a week later, 6 days after they drew the blood. I called the doctor and I said, hey, you got the blood test back? And the assistant said, yes, we got them. And we called United Healthcare and we turned them in. We asked if they needed anything else, and they said no. I said, okay, cool. So I called United Healthcare, and I said, you've got everything from the doctor. What else do you need? We don't need anything else. So on Tuesday, I look online, and my order says in process. Well, I don't trust them because I've been through this many times before. So I called them, and I said, I just want to make sure everything's okay. And they said, oh, you know what? There's a hold on this order, because the order was placed for a 3-month supply, which is normal, 3-month supply, and we'll only give you 30 days at a time. I said, that's no problem. I'm used to doing things every 30 days. I'll do it every 30 days, no problem. He said, okay, let me call the pharmacist to make sure everything else is all right. I said, oh, thank you for doing that. So while I'm on hold, she called the pharmacist. She comes back online and she says, the pharmacist needs another signature from your doctor. I said, okay, send him whenever you need. Within 5 minutes, you'll get it back. So I waited about an hour. I called the doctor. I said they needed another signature. They said, yeah, we already signed it and sent it back. Okay, cool. So on Wednesday, on Thursday, that was late in the day. So on Thursday, I waited through Wednesday. I looked up online on Thursday, and the order still said in process. So I called them back. And they said, well, everything looks like it should be okay. I don't see any problem here. Let me call the pharmacist. She called the pharmacist, comes back to me, and she says, everything seems all right. I just want to make sure that you're okay with the 30-day supply. I said, yes, I'm okay with the 30-day supply. All right, well, you should have it by April 10th. Well, this is replacing my other meds, and I would run out on April 10th. I said, any way I can get it sooner than that? She said, no, April 10th is the soonest. I'll make sure your order goes in today. I'll make that notation. You should have it on the 10th. I said, okay. Well, again, I don't trust them. So on Saturday, April 1st, my online account still said in process. So I called them again. And I said, what's the deal? And so she looks it up. And they're always very nice when I first call. I mean, I can't complain about the customer service. They're being very friendly. She said, oh, your order's on hold because we need your approval for a 30-day supply.
But you gave them already twice.
I said 3 times I have given this okay, but okay. I okay the 30-day supply. And she said, all right, well then it should go out today. She said, I'll get it so it's still there on the 10th. I said, would you please call the pharmacist and make sure everything's okay? Because if it hasn't shipped yet, and I said to her, I don't trust you guys. And she said, all right, I'll call. So she calls the pharmacist. I'm on hold a long time. She comes back. She says, everything's okay. It's going to ship. I said, all right, I'll have it on the 10th. Yes, you'll have it on the 10th. Monday morning, online, it still says the order's in process. So I call again. And the woman says, I don't see an order. I said, I have an order number. Here it is. She said, your order number doesn't help me. I can't find it by the order number. I said, every time I call, I give them the order number. She said, well, I don't have access to an order number. That helps me not at all. And I said, this is the phone number you sent me. I've been calling this number all along and using this order number and been jumping through all these hoops. And now you're telling me there's no order. She said, no, there's no order. I'm sorry. Sorry, Mr. Chappell. I don't know what to tell you. I said, you can tell me who your supervisor's name is and transfer me. Because I know this is the drill you have to go through. So she, after a long period of time, she keeps coming back and coming back and coming back. And I said, I don't want the supervisor anyway. Give me your escalation team because I know they're the only ones that can do anything. So she gets me to the escalation team. The guy is really efficient. And again, he's not friendly, but he is forthright. And that's what I want. I don't care if you're nice to me, but I want the answer from you. So I told him about the order, told him what happened. He said, I've got your order right here. And the problem is it's supposed to be shipped from our specialty pharmacy. I said, well, this is the number you gave me. This is the phone number you sent me, and this is the order number, and they've been finding it all along, and now you're telling me it's a different pharmacy. He said, well, I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. I said, well, has it shipped? No, it hasn't shipped. Why hasn't it shipped? We need your approval for a 30-day supply. I said, you've got to be kidding me. So he said, well, I can make this happen today, I promise. I said, would you please check with the pharmacist and make sure everything's all right? So he did. He checked with the pharmacist. He came back. And he said, I promise. He said, I'll check before I go home today and make sure the ships. He said, when do you want it? I said, well, I was told I couldn't have it for April 10th, but I want it now. He said, I'll have it for you tomorrow. And that was on a Saturday. So that meant that it would have to ship that day and get here on Monday. I said, Tuesday's fine. It can be here Tuesday. I'm reasonable. When you're reasonable with me, I'm reasonable with you. I said, all right, so I'll make sure it ships. So the other thing I said to him was, what should I do differently next time? I said, what could I have done differently? Did I do something?
Everything by the book.
Did I do something wrong? And he said, no. He said, I don't know what to tell you. He said, when we deal with the specialty pharmacy, things get mixed up and they get lost and they don't ship when they're supposed to. I said, you understand this is life and death. And he said, well, yes, I know it's a training issue. Okay. I said, what would you do? I'm having a conversation with him. And he said, so what would you do if my company didn't pay my premium when it was due? He said, well, we cut off your insurance. I said, oh, okay. So I have to do my end of the deal, but you don't have to hold up your end. Well, things happen. But anyway, it did arrive finally on Tuesday, April 4th.
It did arrive?
Yes, just when he said it would.
Okay, congratulations on that. But you only have 30 days supply, so what happens next 30 days? Do you have to go through the same ordeal?
This is why I was so persistent with them this time, because I don't trust them, because I've been through this with them so many times. This isn't the first time my doctor prescribed a different medication for me that would be easier on the system. Because the last time they just flatly denied it and they said, no, we won't do it. He doesn't qualify. Now, I don't know why I don't qualify, why they know more than my doctor knows. But this is the second guessing that they always do. It's just the way they do business. It's a prescription delayed is, a penny earned kind of thing. The longer they can delay providing service, then the longer they delay paying for it. It's the only thing I can think of.
It's a numbers game for them. The longer they delay, people may not be there to get to the medication.
I think I asked my doctor, I said, I'm healthy and I can go after him and I have the persistence and the patience and I'm not going to let him get away with anything. But what about the people? What if this were my mom trying to get one of her medications?
Yeah.
She would give up. She would just give up. And many people out there with HIV are not as fortunate as I am to be in the health I am. They can't. They just don't have the patience, the wherewithal. They just can't stick with it to put up a fight like I do.
So
they're killing people.
You've made how many calls in total? Like 10 calls in the past month?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there was 9 calls for this order only, and I was on the phone with them at the beginning of March because they changed the formulary of one of my other medications and changed the tier also, what they call the tier. So it was going to cost me more, and I needed an additional signature from my doctor. So that was a series of calls too. First I had to take care of one issue, and then I had to take care of the other issue. And this is a medication I've been taking for a decade. And suddenly all these changes happen in the middle of my plan year. This is how they do business.
Well, Gary, I'm happy for you that medication came, finally. How would you want United Healthcare to change to help people in your condition going forward?
They could, first of all, believe my doctor. Take my doctor's word when he orders something. He's the one that is examining me regularly. He orders blood tests. He looks me in the eye. He sees what condition I'm in and what I need. I don't need a pharmacist somewhere working for a big giant company to second guess what my doctor or anyone's doctor, what decisions he's making. He's one of the leaders in the industry. When there's an AIDS conference worldwide, he's on the podium making speeches. And I've got some pharmacist somewhere making decisions, second guessing him. That's one thing they can do. Another thing they can do is, if they're going to have this specialty pharmacy thing, more closely link that with their regular pharmacy and communicate to me when changes are made like that. If they're going to transfer a prescription, tell me so that if I have to follow up on it, which looks like I have to, so that I know where to go to call. I'll call. I'll do the work, even though I shouldn't have to. I'll do it. But don't give me one phone number and then tell me you lost my order. That's another thing they can do. And why jump through all of these hoops all these times? This is 2017. I work in technology. I know that you can create a record in someone's medical file here, and it will flow through the system and show up down here. So if I change the 30-day approval on one place, it should be 30-day approval everywhere. I shouldn't have to do it 5 times. So that's an example of another thing they could do is
simplify approval process.
Simplify the process. Good grief. Why not have it be an online checkbox? They're always pushing online. If you go to their website, you cannot find an email address or a customer service phone to call. All you can do is fill out a form, which goes to them. And sometimes they answer and sometimes they don't. And when they do answer, it's usually just a canned response. Thank you for contacting us. We'll take your concern under we'll take your issue under concern, and you never hear anything else.
I got you, Gary. Thank you. What are we gonna do? We're gonna post this video together with you. You okay with the content of this video to be posted online?
Yes, Michael, that's fine.
Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna share it on Facebook. We probably gonna make United Health a little bit uncomfortable because we're gonna post it to their Facebook as well and see how they react.
Good. Because I tell them, I try to be a good customer. And here's another great thing. They have an automated survey you can take after you talk to their customer service people, and I always say yes, I'll do the survey because I believe they ask for it. I'm going to give them the feedback, and I always give their customer service people good marks, almost always, because they're almost always really nice and helpful. But then at the end, they always say, or there's a series of questions about, would you refer United Healthcare? How would you refer United Healthcare to your friends? So I go through and I give high mark, high mark, high mark, high mark, low mark, and they cut me off. This has happened more than once.
So give low mark and they cut you off.
Yeah, as soon as I give a mark they don't like, gone. And I've asked them about that, and they say, "Oh, Mr. Chappell, certainly we don't do that. We don't censor our survey responses." And I said, "Well, I think you do."
Gary, thank you very much for your time. I'll make.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing.
Have a nice evening. Thank you, sir.
You too. Take care.
All right, bye.